What's up, Mono Brats? It's Spiritual God here, and welcome to part 1 of my new series called What If Naruto Graduated Early. So, if you guys don't know what the hell I mean, basically, Naruto took the graduating exam 3 times, and the third time is the time he passed. So other 2 time he failed. So what if he passed early, like the second time or first time? So this time I'm going to do the second time. I don't. If you guys want me to do, if not to pass the graduation early, a different type where Naruto passes the graduation exam is in the first try. Just comment down below. But yeah, Naruto is going to be passing in his second try, meaning he's going to be passing a year earlier. Now, for Naruto fans, you might be thinking, you might understand where I'm trying to go with this, but if you guys don't understand, well, check the video. So, anyways, with the intro out of the way, without any further ado, let's get watching. So, a story would start off with, Naruto's second graduation exam. And like the first graduation exam that he did, he would still fail. And he would be sad and he would be he would be in the swinging along. But that's when Mizuki would come in and he would tell Naruto about the special test to make him pass. Now, if you guys are thinking this is the point where the canon Naruto is, not quite. I'll explain more as I go on. So Naruto would still steal the scroll of ceilings and learn the shadow clone jutsu. Iruka, who's still Naruto's sensei, would run in and after realizing that Naruto has been tricked by Mizuki, would try to protect him, but Mizuki would reveal the fact that Naruto is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, causing Naruto to get emotional, which Mizuki would try to use it to kill Naruto, but Iruka would jump in and save Naruto and give Naruto the will to continue on and be good. If that incident didn't happen, honestly, Naruto would have turned evil. Okay, there is no if. There is no other chance. If Iruka didn't sacrifice himself and give the talk no jutsu about how he understood Naruto's loneliness to Naruto wouldn't have continue chasing after his dream, meaning he would never become a Hokage. But yeah, anyways, continuing to the story, Naruto would still use his Shadow Clone to beat the shit out of Mizuki and he would pass. And he would be sorted into a new Genin team, which is not the original. Don't worry. So his team would be Lee, Neji Hyuga, and Maito Gai. Now, why the hell am I putting Naruto in this team? Well, it's simple. Team 9 or Team Gai is a team comprised with the Dead Last, the Rookie of the Year, and the top female. But I think Hiruzen would want to change that because, Naruto's an early graduate. He didn't graduate with this year people. He graduated a year early from his batch. So he there needs to be put on a team. So, and Hiruzen trusts Guy to look after Naruto than anyone except for Kakashi and Jiraiya and Iruka. Yeah, Guy is on the list to take care of Naruto, if I'm trying to say. So Guy would be put, but Hiruzen would also think about putting Tenten, the female Rookie of the Year, but he would decide not to because her specialty is weapon throwing instead of taijutsu. So she would be put on another team, which would mostly specialize in that team. If you guys don't know what the hell I am talking about, just think about this. There are 3 teams of the same year, that being Team 7, Team 8 and Team 10. The Team 10, that being the Inochika show, that team comprises of the teamwork. Team 8, that being Team Kurenai, comprises of sensors because Byakugan, Aburame and What is Inuzuka are sensors, and Team 7 is the brute force team, the physical powerhouses of all the Genins. And that being, and also it is the team where the dead last and the rookie of the year are put together. But in this time, Naruto is situated to Team 9, meaning he is in Guy Sensei's team instead of being in Kakashi. And that is, I think, good for Naruto being in Guy Sensei's team rather than Kakashi, because unlike Kakashi, Guy doesn't have any problems to train a specific Uchiha, because Guy isn't training an Uchiha, because there's no dojutsu person on his team except for Neji, who still has his family instead of Sasuke, whose family is dead, and Kakashi is the only one with the Sharingan, so Kakashi needs to focus on Sasuke. Guy doesn't have that, so he could focus on all three members of his team and give them all equal benefits instead of in canon where Kakashi just taught Naruto how to tree work and abandoned him until 3 years, where he helped Naruto develop the Rasen Shuriken. Other than that, Kakashi didn't really help Naruto with that much. So, anyways, as I was saying, Naruto would be put on Team Guy with his teammates being Lee and Neji. Now, during the team introductions, everyone would tell their dreams, with Neji being Neji would just tell about how he thinks everything is fate, which kind of pisses off Naruto, but he doesn't start shouting because he wants to know about his new teammates, because he hasn't met these members yet. So he wants to know before he makes an assumption, and he doesn't want to make a fool of himself because he's a Genin right now. His other teammate would be Lee, whose dream would be to become one of the most greatest taijutsu masters in the entire world, which Guy would support. And Naruto would tell his dream to how he would become Hokage, but Neji would snide remark about how Neji wouldn't snide remark about this, because Neji knows that this kid passed early, so maybe there might be some kind of, maybe this guy would be like a prodigy like him, mostly because Neji is hailed as a prodigy. And yeah, the team access, the Genin test would happen, where all Team Guy has to do is to impress Guy, and well, all three of them do. If you guys don't know, Naruto at this point is stronger than 10-10. Okay, there's no need to training, there's nothing needed. Naruto with the shadow clones is by far stronger than 10-10, meaning even if they don't display teamwork and perform individually, Naruto is able to use his shadow clones to his advantage, to use his taijutsus, and Guy would immediately notice that Naruto's taijutsu is crap as hell, and he would remember to change it, and then he would also, and with the shadow clones it would be interesting. And while fighting, Guy would also ask Naruto about him knowing about the shadow clone speciality, and Naruto would be questioning what the hell that is, and that's when Guy would say about how shadow clones can give memory. Now if you guys are wondering how the hell Guy knows about this, it's because the shadow clone is a Jonin level technique. Even if people don't use it, they still have information about it. So I think Guy would give this information to Naruto, because Naruto is a dreadless according to his report, who doesn't read about stuff. And after learning from the Hokage that Naruto read through the scroll of sealing, the forbidden scroll of sealing, and just knowing about the hand signs, Guy kind of was suspicious that Naruto didn't know about this and didn't read the jutsu correctly, so he just asked about this, and this shocks Naruto, and Guy's suspicion was correct. Naruto just learned the hand size, and that was it. But as I said, Naruto and Lee and Neji would push past their limits, and they would be tired, but Guy would hug them and pass them all together, and that would be the start of a legendary team known as Team Guy. Now this team wouldn't be put in the background like all the other teams. This team would be one of the strongest teams, not if if not one of, if not the strongest team. You're gonna understand as the story goes on. So after that, Guy would report to the Hokage about all three getting passing, and the training would start. Now missions would still be done with like D rank and all the D rank mostly. But first, Naruto would Guy would help Naruto with his taijutsu by easily fixing it, because Naruto is still not at the fact, still not that developed. Meaning, there's only even if his academies have been sabotaged, his taijutsu has been sabotaged, which he has realized that Mizuki was the one who taught him, and since Mizuki was a traitor, he taught Naruto the wrong taijutsu style. So Guy needed to like reshape everything, but Guy decided to just let Naruto learn the Joken. If you guys don't know what the Joken is basically the taijutsu style that Lee and Guy use, and I think Naruto would learn it because in the battle between Ishiki and Naruto in the Boruto, Naruto was using the Joken fist. So yeah, Naruto would learn the Joken fist with commemorating with with his Shadow Clone Jutsus, and his potential would increase humongously. Now, Team Guy would realize that Naruto doesn't have any potential, and he's a hard worker just like Lee, which would which would burn in Lee's like hardworking progress, and he would also hard work even more, wanting to make sure that he would surpass his currently named eternal rival, Naruto, and he would be stronger than Naruto. And Lee also like claimed Naruto as his eternal rival, and Naruto not really seeing any fault in this, he would also accept Lee being the eternal rival, meaning Naruto's rival instead of being Sasuke would be Lee. Now for after that it would still go on, don't worry about it. Anyways, using the Shadow Clone Jutsu, Naruto is able to learn the Joken style and incorporate it with his body. But Naruto still is Naruto, so he would want jutsus, and since Guy can't really teach jutsus except for summoning, he would suggest Naruto to find Kakashi Hatake to teach him, and Naruto would go and find him. Now Kakashi would be interested in teaching Naruto because Naruto is his sensei's son. Now why the hell is Kakashi interested in teaching Naruto when canon Kakashi didn't want to? Well, it's because Kakashi had to focus on Sasuke. Yes, favoritism, I know, but yeah. Anyways, Kakashi would accept Naruto's request to train him in ninjutsu, and after that Kakashi would use the chakra vapor to see what type of chakra nature he has, which would be wind, and only wind right now. And this would push Kakashi to push Naruto to Asuma, who has just returned from the shrine. If you guys don't know Asuma's whole storyline, don't worry about it. Basically, Asuma was one of the 12 guardians of the daimyo. So Asuma came back from his daimyo duties and now is training Naruto in the art of wind style. Basically, he's teaching Naruto the wind style chakra nature techniques. Training, And with Naruto's Shadow Clone, he's easily able to do it. Meaning, we're having the cool scene where Naruto trains with his Shadow Clones by splitting waters and stuff like that. That would still happen because because with Shadow Clones, Asuma would push Naruto to the brink of his limits, mastering wind nature chakra, and then he would send him back to Kakashi, and Kakashi would teach Naruto about wind styles from his 1000 jutsu repertoire. And don't worry, Naruto didn't just abandon taijutsu, he's still learning taijutsu. And since Naruto is technically Naruto, he would kind of be Guy, more or less. He would start wearing the spandex suit, which would kind of annoy Neji, because Neji is kind of annoyed by everything, because there are like 3 freaking energy levels surpassing his, like 3 people who has way too much energy to spend, and Neji always goes about Fade, which pisses off Naruto, and Naruto challenges him and gets his ass whooped again and again and again. But Neji is noticing how fast Naruto is increasing in strength, and Neji kind of fears that Naruto would surpass him, but he still thinks that fate is in his side. Now, after this, 6 months would pass, and the first Genin exam would happen. But as in the canon storyline, Team Gaia would decide to skip on this one, so they could train even more to the next to the next exam, to the next you could say to the next Chunin exams. And honestly, Naruto would be a little bummed out, but he wouldn't complain that much because he has been developing his attitude. Because, well, Guy is helping him develop his attitude. So yes, if you guys don't know, Guy is a disciplined guy. I mean, shit. Guy is a disciplined dude. When he fights in taijutsu, he doesn't speak. Okay, he is fully concentrated when he is fighting taijutsu. That would also rub out on Naruto, and he would be serious when he needs to, but he's still the glowing ball of energy that he normally is. So his dream is still to become Hokage, but Naruto has much more of a chance to become Hokage than in canon at this point. That means because he has been training a lot. Then another 6 months would pass with Naruto learning around 20 jutsus of wind style, and that's when Kakashi would decide to go to another nature transformation technique, and it would come out fire, which Kakashi has plenty of, but he would still send Naruto to Asuma to learn fire chakra control techniques, and Asuma again teaches Naruto, helps Naruto to do things, to train Naruto in the art of chakra techniques, causing Naruto to also get adept at fire control, fire chakra nature, and Kakashi with his 1000 jutsu repertoire would also teach him. Around this point on, Naruto's jutsu range would be around 20 to 25 jutsus, and it is high. If you guys think Kakashi has 1000 jutsu, so Naruto in just a year learning 25 to 30 jutsus is high. So anyways, as I was saying, a year would pass since Naruto has graduated and the incident with the QB happened, and Guy is also giving Naruto some therapy, much needed therapy, to accept the fact that he is the QB, and there's no need to hate the QB because QB hasn't really done anything. I always kind of irked me from like the start when Naruto started blaming QB for everything about how his life happened, because it wasn't really QB's fault. QB was just in Naruto, and QB really didn't do anything, and all the hatred Naruto got was because of the civilians who couldn't understand that Naruto was a Jinchuriki instead of Demon Boy. So Kurama is not really the one to blame, and Guy with his therapy sessions would make Naruto understand that. He wouldn't technically directly tell Naruto that QB is not at fault, but Naruto would make his own assumptions thinking about it while Guy gives his therapy, and yeah, Naruto becomes much more smarter, stronger, and much more calmer and saner, if it's a word. But as I said, a year would pass, and this would be the same time when the current batch, that being the Konoha 9, would do the graduation exam. Now, before I continue, there are two important events currently in this year. I mean, the current year where the Genin exam happened for the remaining Konohas 12 or 13, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. So let's go back, like a flashback to another perspective of people. So after Naruto passed, Iruka, the next day, that means Iruka would come to the class and he would announce that Naruto has passed. Now this would piss off Sasuke, his fangirls, Kiba, and it would make Hinata happy but also sad, because there is no chance that Naruto would be in a team anymore. But Kiba and the fangirls would voice their opinion, while Sasuke would be just pissed off. Mostly the fangirls, that being Sakura and Ino and all the fangirls, would ask about why the hell Naruto has passed and Naruto is cheating, and Sasuke should have been Sasuke should have been the one that passed. Iruka, not wanting to see that his little brother figure, Naruto that means, who is getting dissed out, he would just tell about how the great Uchiha did not want his greatness to scoop so low that he had to take the Genin exam. Now, Iruka didn't technically say that, but what he said was, so Sasuke didn't take the Genin exam. It's his fault. Why the hell are you dissing Naruto out for? Naruto took the chance, and the first time he failed, but the second time he passed. So it's Sasuke's fault if he didn't take Genin exam. Now this would shut all of Naruto's fangirls as well as Sasuke and Kiba, because Kiba was also shouting how Naruto cheated. But after realizing that it is their fault that they didn't take up Genin exam, it's kind of pointless. Sasuke would be angry about his stupidness, thinking how those, you could say, Genin exam was not worth his time, and thinking about it, he mentally berates himself, and this would push and inspire people to do their best. Mainly three people, that being Sasuke, Kiba, and Hinata. Hinata, because she wants to prove her, because Naruto has passed earlier than her, meaning Naruto would grow stronger. And if Naruto grows stronger, there might be a chance that she would not be recognized by Naruto, because she kind of knows that she is behind everything. And Kiba, because even if Naruto's the Dobi, he was strong. And if Naruto became a Genin, Naruto would have easily surpassed Kiba by now, because even Kiba is arrogant, but he knows his limits. Kiba is arrogant, but he knows his limits. So, knowing that he doesn't want to get outclassed by Naruto, he would train harder and harder and ask his mother for help, which would make Kiba grow stronger during the year. Now, Sasuke is the one who's pushing him a lot. I mean, Sasuke is the one who's pushing himself a lot, due to the fact that his arrogance, thinking that he should have waited one more year, and instead of passing earlier. And this kind of pushes Naruto. He would berate himself again and again and again. And whenever he gets tired, he would see Naruto's cocky smile at him, which would piss him off, and he would still train and train until he collapses to the ground and gets knocks out. This would push Sasuke to the limit, where he would unlock the Sharingan. Yes, Sasuke would unlock the Sharingan much earlier than in canon, meaning Sasuke would have time a lot to research upon the Sharingan, because he lives in a damn estate which is made of which is made of people made by the people with Sharingan. So he would just go to his clan estate library, research about the Sharingans, and get to learn more about it. Meaning, instead of Kakashi's practical use of Sharingan, he would learn it more theoretically. And due to the fact that the library of the Uchiha contains many Sharingan, how to use the Sharingan and stuff like that, Sasuke's Sharingan abilities are pushed to the limit, but he is still one Tomoe Sharingan. He still needs a little push to go to Tomoe. Now this push would come. So anyways, as I said, now the Genin exam for the rookie 11, more or less, rookie 12, but you will understand what I'm trying to say. As I said, the rookie 12 would rookie 9 at this point, I guess. Yeah, don't add Tenten, because she's out of the story forever. So Tenten fans, I apologize, but Naruto is much better substitute for her. Even if you guys make the whole comedy of how how Tenten has the Renegan and that kind of stuff like that, she just can't surpass Naruto. That's just not possible. So please don't spam down in the comments saying Tenten, hail Tenten, or that bullshit like that. Please don't. So as I was saying, the Genin exam would come, and all would pass, and the team would be same for team 8 and team 10 with stronger members. Yeah, with stronger members. I mean, in team 8, that is, Hinata and Kiba would be a little stronger. I mean, much stronger than in canon. Hinata would also push past her limits, realizing that if she's kind all the time, she's gonna be a burden, and Naruto wouldn't accept her, which pushes past her kind of her just shyness, kind of, and her not wanting to hurt other people. She would not still not want to hurt other people, but if she has no choice, she would not. If she has a choice, she would not hurt other people. So if she has no choice, she would attack them, but she would be still gentle. So instead of being a stoic Uchiha like all the freaking time, as I said, it would be uh, Hinata. I mean, Hinata would attack other people instead of just being shy and stuff like that. So yeah, the teams would every team would be still the same, but except for Team 7. Team 7, since Naruto isn't there, they need a new team member, and that's where a guy with what is his name? A bandage on his eye and a bandage on his hands comes in to play. And who the hell is that guy? Danzo, motherfucker. Danzo would come and introduce Sai to the Hokage, and Danzo would recommend Sai to be placed in Team 7, which Hiruzen would reluctantly agree because, well, Team 7 needs a member, so, and if Danzo is willing to give a member, so what? But Kakashi would be warned about like watching Sai and helping him grow or something like that. But yeah, so the teams would be decided, and Kakashi would introduce the whole introduction part would be the same except for Sai, but I'm not gonna like talk about him or what his introduction is because I really don't know. I mean, he didn't even introduce himself that much, so I'm not gonna go into that. But anyways, the Genin belt test would happen, but I'm not gonna go there yet. I need to do something else. So let's go to Naruto and his team guy. So team guy has spent a year with each other, and Naruto and Lee have been pushing each other to the limit, and both of them have learned the gates. Naruto has pretty mastery over it actually than Lee. I mean, Lee has other more mastery over than Naruto, but Naruto is much more effective because if you guys don't know, chakra is used for the gates, okay? And since Lee doesn't have enough chakra to use jutsus, he uses it on gates. But Naruto has way higher chakra, so even if he used the first gate, his power would soar humongously than it should be. Meaning the first gate that Naruto has is comparable to the third gate. So the second gate is comparable to the fifth gate. Yeah, if you guys understand, that's much power his chakra amounts to. If you guys know, the person who uses gate needs chakra. So the higher the amount of chakra, the higher amount of power in a specific gate. I think I've explained that correctly, but if you guys still don't understand, well, that's your fault. You can just like replay the part over and over again. Anyways, Naruto would yeah, as I said, Naruto and Naruto and Lee would be eternal rivals and will be pushing each other to the limits, and sometimes would use the gates as well. Now Naruto's also been training with Lee, not Neji. I mean, Naruto's also been training with Neji, or not training basically. Naruto like always challenging him to the fight to make sure his fate thing doesn't be. But he always loses with Neji. But Neji is also getting stronger because of this battles, and he's also pushing himself because he knows that Naruto is getting stronger and stronger daily. And Naruto has come to a pact. If a person uses ninjutsu, he would use his ninjutsu, his 30 ninjutsus. And if as I said, his 13 ninjutsu repertoire, if someone uses ninjutsu when fighting with him, he would use ninjutsu. If they use taijutsu, he would use taijutsu. It's like an equal bout. Naruto wants an equal fight. Now, okay. Anyways, Naruto would, as I said, Naruto would be fighting with Neji, and during the 1 year finale, I mean the 1 year anniversary of Team Guy would decide to have a battle round, a battle royale between Naruto, Lee and Neji. and all three would accept, because the development between Naruto and all three Genins, yeah, they are not Chunins yet. Shit, I spoiled something, right? Yeah, I said Chunin yet. But anyways, as I said, now all the three Genins would be ready to fight and to see how their progress is compared to a year before. Because Guy would be telling them how it is. So the first battle would be against Naruto versus Neji, and this battle would be a battle of emotion, just like in the canon, but much more devastating, because Naruto knows the Junken, and Neji knows how the Junken works, because, well, he has seen the Junken a lot of times during the fight with Lee and Naruto and Guy, and they would all three would fight. All Naruto and Neji would fight their fight. An important fight would change the outcome of mostly Neji's, but also Naruto's. The fight would be relatively close, instead of Neji overpowering Naruto like in the canon, and Naruto with taijutsu levels has gone humongously high, and he surpasses Neji in taijutsu skills. But Neji makes up for it with his Byakugan. So they are equal in taijutsu, and that's when Neji uses his Kaiten. If you guys don't know, Kaiten is basically the heavenly rotation technique, and I know that Neji isn't supposed to learn at this point, but since Neji has been pushed over and over again by Naruto, it kind of does that. Naruto's kind of, Lee never questioned his this thing. Lee never questioned his, you could say, dreams or intentions. Yeah, I think it would be intention. Yeah, Lee would never question his intentions about fate, but Naruto in every step of the way is questioning him over and over again. And this is the fight between a yearly graduate who was dead last for years, and a rookie of the year, a prodigy. And this fight would mean, as I said, a lot. And eventually they would still meet in a stalemate, and that's when Neji would remove his headband to show and explain what the cursed seal does the Hyuga cursed seal does for the clan. This would upset Naruto, and he would make a promise that he would change the Hyuga clan, and that's when he would activate the gates. For the first time, he would activate the gates, and Neji doesn't stand a chance with this overpowered Naruto. And Neji, even if I like Neji a lot, Neji would lose. This would destroy his ability of thinking that fate is everything, as well as changing Neji for the better. This would also make him realize that he has been treating Hinata really bad, meaning Hinata and Neji make up their differences a lot earlier, 6 months earlier in fact. And Naruto wins, as I said. Now I need to cover Neji's story later, but no, anyways, Naruto and Lee's fight would be currently. This fight is the most interesting fight for even Neji, because Neji knew that he was gonna lose. In his art, he knew that he was gonna lose. Even if he didn't accept it, he knew deep down he was gonna lose against Naruto if Naruto went and used the gates. But anyway, and he always knew that this fight, the eternal rival Naruto and Lee, is gonna really make him want to push himself even more. Maybe he's gonna make Naruto's eternal rival too. Why not? So anyways, Naruto's fight with Lee would begin, and blows after blows, everything would be equal. After that, Naruto, and if you guys don't know, Lee and Naruto would be using weights. Yes, they would drop the weights, but still, I just wanted to point this out, that they would also be using They would also be using the weights, which would increase the speed humongously. Naruto is a Jonin level ninja. Naruto and Lee and Neji are Jonin level ninjas at this point. They are freakingly strong at for a Genin team, but they are not as strong as Naruto and Sasuke during their final battle. Nowhere even close. Okay, nowhere close. They are Jonin in level. Yeah, they are Jonin in level, but nowhere even close to Anbu or Sanin or Hokage or even Demigod. They're nowhere close to that kind of range. I just wanted to humble you guys. If you guys think that Naruto is gonna like reach the power level that he had during like pre time skip, pre training arc, so yeah, Naruto and as I said, Naruto and Lee would push each other, and Lee would be forced to activate his gates, and Naruto would do too. This would, as I said, Naruto's first gate would be as powerful as the third gate. This would push Lee to activate his third gate, and both of them would be equal. Naruto would push himself to the limit, and he would activate the second gate, which would be at the same power as the fifth gate. Now Lee can only go to the fourth gate in the canon, but due to this push that Lee has, because Lee has his eternal rival right from the start, who's pushing him to the end instead of Neji, who just does his thing. So Lee currently is much stronger than his canonical self. Yeah, so he would also go to his fifth gate. Yeah, Lee would use his fifth gate to fight Naruto. Now here's the thing. Naruto can regenerate with QB's power, but Lee cannot. Lee's bones break, which would cause Lee to exhaust himself, and Naruto would win. And a guy seeing this youthful battle would hug them. And if you guys are just thinking, yes, Naruto shouts youth. And what about Naruto's outfit? Well, guy discarded the outfit, tore it apart, mind you. He would just throw it out and give Naruto a special outfit for training. Now this outfit would be similar to his Boruto self, like the manga version, not the anime version, where Naruto has could say orange with black pants. It would be black with orange pants. So yeah, Naruto would be pretty stylish. His hair would be grown out. His whiskers would be more detailed, and yeah, Naruto wouldn't be looking like a damn thing. But anyways, after this, Kakashi would call Naruto in to help. And what is the help, you might ask? Well, humbling. If you guys don't know what I mean, well, you would see what I mean. So after explaining what Kakashi has in his mind, Naruto would agree to help, and the next day would pass with Genin teams coming to the sensei or Kakashi. Now Naruto and Kakashi's relationship, they are like brothers more or less. Naruto's little brother, but Kakashi is the older brother. Yes, Naruto calls Kakashi sensei a couple of times, but when they are like hanging around with each other while couple of times, Naruto would call him Kakashi ni, which Kakashi would accept it. And due to this, Naruto would kind of unintentionally do some therapy to Kakashi, causing Kakashi to realize that he just can't swallow in guilt over and over again, because Naruto, for some odd reason, is able to find him. And after asking Guy about it, so Kakashi realizes that Naruto has sensory abilities, which would also be like trained. Now I'll tell you guys what Naruto's true abilities is in the next episode, so wait for it. I'm going to tell you just how strong Naruto really is, and I will also name what kind of jutsus he has, so wait for it. So anyways, the team would be Sasuke, Sakura and Sai, and they would be in training ground 7, where Naruto would appear in the Shunshin. If you guys don't know what Shunshin is, basically Shisui Uchiha's special ability where he could like teleport in the front line. He's like super fast. It's like a it's like a super inferior version of the flying Raijin. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about that. But as I said, I'm not gonna go into detail about that. Now Sasuke would be astonished that Naruto is here, and Naruto's looking way different. Hell, Sakura even thinks that Naruto is hot at this point. Naruto just blinks, first not recognizing these people, and then realizes, holy shit, his batch people. And well, the group is confused, but Sai is raising an eyebrow at this because he doesn't know who the hell Naruto is. I mean, yes, Danzo told him who Naruto is, but he doesn't know Naruto personally, so he's just confused. And Sakura would ask why the hell Naruto is here, and Naruto just told Kakashi wanted to humble some people, which Naruto would just take a couple of seconds to understand, and he would just raise his eyebrows and would understand what the hell he meant. And that's when Kakashi would come in and introduce the bell test. But before that, he wants to check these people's personal strength. There's going to be two exams. First is the personal strength category, and the second is the teamwork category. Now you might be thinking, why the hell Kakashi is doing this? Well, it's mostly because for Sasuke. Now, after Sasuke has unlocked his Sharingan, he has been boasting about it in the entire village. I mean, like, whenever someone goes to him, just activates his Sharingan to a smirk. So he realizes that Sasuke is like arrogant and he needs humbling, and who are better to humble than the dead last of their like previous batch. And yeah, Sasuke, being overconfident, thinking that Naruto is gonna be not able to scratch him, accepts this challenge, and Naruto and Sasuke's fight would begin. And boy oh boy, Naruto would punch Sasuke square in the jaw before Sasuke could even do anything, and he would be sent back. As I said, he would be sent back, and he would be able to recover just in time to see Naruto just casually just standing there, which would piss him off. And by the way, Naruto's still wearing weights. He hasn't removed his weights, meaning Naruto is not even going full power at this point. As I said, Naruto is stronger than in canon. I'll explain how strong he is in the next episode, but yeah. This is when Sasuke would activate his Sharingan ability, and Naruto would raise his eyebrow. And remember what Kakashi said about Sharingans, how they can copy movements. And realizing that Sasuke might want to copy his things, he just decides to brute force thing, which he normally did. Which he normally would do. So Naruto would run behind Sasuke with no precision at all, and he would kick Sasuke, but Sasuke could see Naruto. Yes, he could see him. But as in the canon with his fight with Lee during the Chunin exams, Sasuke can't react. And Naruto realizes this and uses this to his advantage to whoop Sasuke's ass. This pushes Sasuke to his limits, which activates the two-term Sharingan, which is good for Sasuke, but just for a couple of seconds until Sasuke is again humbled by Naruto, whooping his ass. And Sasuke falls to the ground, exhausted. He can follow Naruto. That's easy. He can follow Naruto, but he can't react to it. And Naruto realizes what Sasuke is trying to think, but that's when Naruto gives the same advice to Sasuke that Lee gave. That being, just because you can follow me, that doesn't mean you can react to me. Your eyes might be like good, but that doesn't mean your body is good. And this would humble, as I said, this would humble Sasuke to realize that he has been falling behind a lot. Then he also gets angry at the fact that Naruto beat him, but he does have some kind of sense that Naruto graduated before him. So the proper Jonin sensei taught Naruto, and well, Naruto surpassed Sasuke. This would angry Sakura very much that her Sasuke-kun was hurt. And the next match would be Naruto vs Sasuke, Naruto vs Sakura, with Sakura trying to use that anger to beat Naruto just like she did in canon, but Naruto would just swing his fist, not even using power behind it. He would just swing his fist, which would connect to Sakura's face, and she would just leave her the ground, and Naruto would just blink at her and ask, "What the hell is this?" And Naruto would just turn to Kakashi and ask why the hell she graduated then. Kakashi would just sigh and say how she's the female rookie of the year. Naruto would just blink at it and then sighs and says, just because she has good memorization powers, that doesn't mean she is capable of being a damn Genin. She's so physically weak. How the hell did she even become a Genin? Damn it. did the academy really drop these? Even did the academy is really is the academy standard really this low that only theoretical part anyone can pass this? And hearing this, Sakura is shocked. Wait, physically weak? How the hell Naruto can say this to her? She gets up and tries to attack Naruto again, but Naruto, without even looking at her, would block his punch and kick Sakura in the abdomen, not even putting strength. By the way, he would just like swing the leg, and this would again put Sakura to the ground. And this would also humble Sakura, realizing that adding to the speech that Naruto gave her right now, realizes that, well, just because she has memorization powers, she is physically weak or humongously. Sasuke put up a fight, but Sakura, nothing. And Naruto would just stand, Kakashi would just thank Naruto, but Naruto would ask, what about Sai? But Kakashi would just raise his eyebrow and remember what the third Hokage told about him, about who got informed by Danzo about his taijutsu skills. Now Kakashi just waves it off and tells him thank you, and since the favor is completed, Naruto bargains Kakashi for a jutsu, and Naruto, well, Kakashi accepts it, and Kakashi is gonna train Naruto on 2 specific jutsu. If you guys don't know what I'm saying, Naruto would just shinshin out of there, and Team 7 would be humbled, or the 2 members of Team 7 would be humbled, especially Sasuke, because he realizes just because he has a Sharingan, that doesn't mean he is the strongest. Naruto was not even using his full power. Sasuke knows that. Yes, Sasuke might be arrogant, but he knows when a person doesn't use his full power. This makes Sasuke decide that he's gonna surpass Naruto, and when he surpasses Naruto, he's gonna kill Itachi. Sakura, well, realizing her humongously overpowered weakness, would decide that she would focus more on her physical abilities than using her mind, and she would use her mind to make sure that she's physical. And Kakashi would just smile, seeing the burning fire in both of students' eyes, but with Sai just emotionally there. That's when the belt test would begin, and the belt test would normally go the same with, well, everyone trying to do some individual things, but eventually they would come together, not in the form of eating, but they would realize that they just can't outsmart Kakashi, so they have to team up together. And Sai is all for it. Why the hell not? He like insults Sakura and well, Sasuke. He calls Sakura ugly and Sasuke worthless. For some odd reason, that just pisses Sasuke off way too much. And because I think Sai would call Sasuke worthless, because why wouldn't he? No, Sai wouldn't call Sasuke worthless. He would call Sasuke dickless. So yeah, instead of Naruto getting nicknamed dickless, it would be Sasuke getting the nickname. And Sasuke would be like seriously pissed, but he would control his rage and work with Sakura and Sai, which would be the whole motto of Kakashi, that being teamwork, and eventually Team 7 would pass. And just like the Team 8 and Team 10 would also pass, and that is where we are gonna leave for this episode, guys. If you guys like this video, like it. But I really enjoyed making this, because I really think that this story has a really good potential to make Naruto much more stronger than what he was in canon, because Naruto's true potential was shown after his 3-year training time skip. He was the strongest Genin like 3 year prior to it. Like during the time he graduated and during the time he left with Jiraiya from Konoha to his training tip, Naruto became the strongest, but that was mostly due to the QB's chakra. Yes, if you guys are going to complain that Sasuke's Curse Mark 3 is stronger than Naruto, one-tailed QB cloak, you guys have to understand that Sasuke went for the kill, while Naruto just wanted to knock Sasuke out. If Naruto went for the kill, Sasuke wouldn't be alive. So yeah, anyways, that's all for this episode, guys. If you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff, and if you don't, I can understand. Peace out.